Hey guys, it's Alina. So I wasn't originally going to make this video, but then I went to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando yesterday, and I decided that I'd film this little video talking about my experience because it was my first time going to Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah, it was a very exciting event because the theme was Stranger Things this year. It was the first year that they got the rights to do a Stranger Things haunted house. If you're unaware, Halloween Horror Nights is an event they do in Universal Orlando and Hollywood every year from September to November, where they open the park up after it closes at night, and they have a bunch of different haunted houses and stuff that you can go to, and it's a Halloween event. It's a fun time. It's a pretty cheap ticket. It's about, the cheapest ticket is about $60. So if you have the chance to go, I would highly recommend it. This was my first time going. I went with some new friends from school, and I had a really great time, so I thought I'd film this video talking about the different stuff that I got to do. So first up, I did get some merch. The Stranger Things shirt, they had different kinds of shirts. They had ones with art for all the different houses, but I got just the Stranger Things one, so it has 11 at the top with Lucas, Mike, and Dustin. It says Stranger Things, and then on the bottom it's the Universal Studios arches with a Demogorgon, and it has Halloween Horror Nights 2018 Universal Studios on the sleeve. I also got this hoodie, so it's black with red sleeves and it has stripes. It's like a varsity jacket type thing. It says Stranger Things on the front, has a hood, has a pocket, and on the back it has this awesome print. So it has the Demogorgon with the boys. And yeah, Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights 2018. All the Stranger Things theme stuff was season 1 only. They didn't do any season 2 stuff, so all the merch was season 1. Very nice, classic Stranger Things. I also got some pins, so I got this little 11 enamel pin. They were limited edition pins at the event. You can only get them there. And then I also got this Demogorgon pin. They're enamel, and they have little star pin backs. They say Netflix on the back. They're very nice. These are what the general admission tickets that you buy at Publix look like. So these are probably the best deal, and you get these cute little VHS looking tickets. They vary in color depending on what day you go. I went on a Wednesday. Then these were the event guides. They were really advertising Stranger Things. So this was the official image for all the promotional stuff, like the billboards all over Orlando. Those made me very excited. But they also had on the bottom, you can see Halloween 4 and Poltergeist. And yeah, it shows different merch inside and a map. Very nice. It's a scary guy on tilt. Is he opening the gate? Is he opening the gate? Mr. Pumpkin Man, let us in. So I managed to go to all of the houses except for 2. So I'm going to talk about the different houses. Basically, the park it takes place in the Universal Studios Park in Orlando, so not the Islands of Adventure Park, but most of the rides are open during Halloween Horror Nights. You just have to walk through various scare zones to get there. So the first house we went to was the Stranger Things house because we figured that house would fill up the fastest, and it did. I love my kids! Yes! I'd say we waited at least 45 minutes, even though we went there first thing. But then we went again a second time later at night, and there was less of a wait. So you weren't allowed to take any pictures and videos inside the house, but basically it was just a little journey through Stranger Things season 1. There were like a bunch of actors dressed up as the different characters and Demogorgons jumping out of stuff. You got to go through Joyce's living room with all the flickering lights. Went through the woods, Hawkins' lab, the Byers' house, so Joyce's living room, Will's room, and the hallway where like Nancy and Jonathan set all the traps. In the finale, you got to go through the bathtub room in the Hawkins lab, so the room with the giant tank that 11 was in, and Hopper was there, lab technicians. You went through the woods where you find Nancy and Mike and Dustin, and they were all out looking for Will, and then Nancy was like trapped in her upside down thing looking for Jonathan. You went to Hawkins Middle School at the end. You could see the AV club room. All the Hawkins lab people were there with like their bleeding eyes and stuff, and there was a whole shot of like a robot 11 killing the Demogorgon. They had like upside down flurries everywhere throughout the house, like the little snow stuff, which was really cool and immersive. But yeah, most of the scares were Demogorgons, so it was like Demogorgons jumping out from behind trees, Demogorgons coming out from behind doors, Demogorgons everywhere, lots of Demogorgons. So the first time I went through, I was pretty frightened because I had never gone to one of these before, but then we went through a second time and I got to notice more things, and it was really nice. It was a very well designed house. I had a lot of fun. And yeah, it was just really cool getting to go through all these like replica sets of like iconic Stranger Things locations and just all the little details that they put in. Like once you got into Will's room, there was a boombox that was playing Should I Stay or Should I Go? We were all jamming. It was great. But yeah, Joyce's living room was perfect. They had like all the flickering lights, just the whole environment was like exactly like how it felt watching the show. And there was even an actress dressed up as Joyce with an axe who was like hacking at the wall in the corner. It was amazing. Next we went to the Carnival Graveyard House, which is one of Universal's original houses.
Wow, is this Coven? American Horror Story Season 3 coming at you in Orlando, Florida. Get yourself a squad like that.
It was a lot of like clowns and people in scary masks with knives, and it was just kind of like an old rundown carnival thing, and there was a lot of banging metal and stuff, and just like clowns on platforms with knives. That was pretty much what that one was. We also went to the Horrors of Blum house, which was the Purge and Happy Death Day house. I hadn't seen either of the movies, but it was a really well-designed house. It had really nice sets, like the Stranger Things one. It was mostly Happy Death Day, so it was like 10 babyface guys jumping out at you, and then you got to the Purge section. It was just a few guys with guns. And you got to walk through a room that had like the whole, like the screens with like the Purge message where it was like, oh, the next 24 hours, yeah, that was cool. And with the Happy Death Day one, you kept going through like replicas of the same room because it was like the whole Groundhog Day effect. And you got to go through a room that was like a party, and there was a disco ball, and it was really cool. They handled like all the different ambiances really well, like going from room to room and having it change. The Slaughter Cinema House was probably one of my favorites. It was just a bunch of like cheesy 80s movies parodies, and like every single room you went through was completely different. I'm sorry, I lied. We went to every house except 3. We didn't go to Poltergeist, Scarily Ever After, or Dead Exposure. Seeds of Extinction was probably my favorite, other than the Stranger Things one, obviously. It was kind of like Little Shop of Horrors-esque. It was basically just all a bunch of like demonic plants. So it would be like people who were like dressed up as trees, and then they would like jump around and be like scary plant animals. It was cool. There was this one part where you got to like walk over the roof of a house, so it was like an angled thing, and there were like trees. It's hard to explain, but it was really cool. My least favorite houses, which were the last 2 that we went to, were probably Halloween 4 and Trick or Treat. The Halloween 4 one was the last house we went to, and at that point I was exhausted, so that might have played in part of it, but I also haven't seen the Halloween movies. It was Michael Myers, if you didn't know. But yeah, it was just kind of like another thing where it was just sort of duplicate scares, and it was just, I don't know, nothing really surprised me. And then as for the Trick or Treat one, I did really like the entire house smelled like pumpkin spice, which was like amazing.
They're little pumpkin boys. I have to turn up my camera now.
And yeah, it was just a bunch of like ragdoll people and like people with pumpkin heads. I feel like it was modeled after something, but if it's a movie, I don't know what it is. But yeah, so those were all the houses we went to. We also went through the scare zones.
Is this a scare zone? Do we have to walk through a scare zone? Yeah, it is.
It was mainly people with chainsaws, like fake chainsaws, and
I actually hate this, like walking through with these people with chainsaws. Fuck you.
Basically, the scare zones are just like the parts you have to walk through to get to the different sections, and there are cast members dressed up in costumes that can like chase after you, and they're supposed to come around and scare you. There was one clown section.
You gotta walk through a frickin' scare zone to get to Harry Potter. That should be illegal. No! No! Go away from me, go away from me.
Where they all had like balloon animals, and it was very freaky. But it was mainly just chainsaw people. But other than that, we went on a couple normal rides because the waits were really short. We went on the Rocket Roller Coaster, we went on Revenge of the Mummy, we went on Harry Potter, the Gringotts ride. All of Diagon Alley was open, which was awesome.
Welcome to Diagon Alley. But it's beautiful.
And we went on Men in Black. So I did get to try some of the Stranger Things food. Actually, really only one of the Stranger Things themed things, and then the other thing was in a themed location, but it wasn't exactly a themed food item. But they did have a lot of different Stranger Things food items for this event. So the main thing that I got was the syrup and waffles drink. So it was basically butterbeer, but it was like an Eggos themed thing. So it was like basically butterbeer with like maple flavoring. It was actually really good. I expected it to be super disgusting. Like whipped cream and like French toast cereal stuff on top. It was really good. They also had candy corn drinks, but that was like a general Halloween one. I wanted to get the Stranger Things one for the experience. There was also a Benny's Burgers tent. So I got a burger there because, you know, rest in peace for Benny. But they also had a bunch of different waffle-themed desserts that I didn't get. I don't know. I know I heard about a lot of them that I think were only in Hollywood, but I know they definitely had, like, waffles on a stick, like, dipped in chocolate. They had little mini donuts covered in, like, red syrup stuff that's supposed to be, like, Levin's nosebleed. And I think they had, like, waffles filled with ice cream, like, all sorts of waffle-themed foods. They also were supposed to have, like, chocolate cupcakes with little, like, lights on top made of jelly beans, like Joyce's living room type thing, but I didn't see them. Like, I definitely read about them, but I didn't see them while I was there, so maybe I wasn't looking in the right place. But yeah, in the main gift shop, like the tribute store gift shop, it was all it was all decked out for Stranger Things. Like, it looked like the Upside Down. They had all this webbing and stuff. Get a bunch of jackets and t-shirts and things for different houses. They had all the Funkos of the Stranger Things characters, but like the first wave. So it had like all of the kids and like Joyce and Hopper and Brenner, and I think that was it. But they were $19 each. So I didn't get any, but also I have most of them anyways. So yeah, overall it was a really awesome experience. I'm really glad I went. I knew I really wanted to go because of Stranger Things, and I felt like if I didn't go this year I was gonna really regret it because they very rarely bring back houses. The only times they've really ever brought back a big house like that is with American Horror Story, and even so they changed the seasons. So yeah, I'm really hoping I can go back next year. Hoping they bring back American Horror Story. I'm really upset that I missed the Shining house last year. I didn't even know that was a thing. If you went to Halloween Horror Nights in Orlando or in Hollywood, let me know down below. What was your favorite house? Did you have fun? I hope you had fun. And yeah, if you haven't gone yet, I highly recommend going. You can get tickets at Publix. You can get discounted tickets online. Do not buy them at the door. They're gonna be very expensive. Definitely get your tickets ahead of time. Yeah, it was a really fun time, and I'm really glad I got to go. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!